Hello everyone, welcome to today's video, where today we're going to be looking at the retro-carded Spider-Man series, Spider-Man Unlimited, Francine Fry Electro, and the one I'm personally most excited for out of these three, Kaine. I love these. I love them. And I wish that I had the money to, this is like an unlimited money scenario, to just get every single Marvel Spider-Man, retro series, like card backs like this, and hang them all up on my wall, and then get extras, obviously, because I want them to open and post. But yeah, for me, this line, I was so excited for every single figure. So number one, I wanted Agent Venom the most, then Kaine, then Spider-Man Unlimited, then probably Francine Fry, then Spider-Boy, then Chameleon. Just because Chameleon, this is not my favorite version of Chameleon. I want the suited version, but I'm still going to get him and put him on a suit, I think. So, yeah, I could probably get that Matt Murdock MCU figure, and that'll be pretty good fodder for him, I think. So, yeah, so you can see the, all of the read-ups and everything if you want to get the read-ups on it. I'll just read it for you. So, Spider-Man Unlimited. Peter Parker suits up to battle against Carnage and other unearthly enemies as Spider-Man Unlimited. See all that stuff. And then for Francine Fry, it says, when Francine Fry absorbs the powers of Electro, she uses the ability to manipulate electricity to transform from accomplice to supervillain. And then for my favorite, out of these three, it says, as the first of Jackal's attempts to clone Peter Parker, Kaine was left with conflicted feelings toward both his maker and Spider-Man. So cool. So we're going to open these guys up, and then we're going to take a look at them. I think we'll start off with Francine. And I'm just going to show you how these open up. They're sandwiched pretty well between the hardback. Oh, and this has two layers of accessories. They're going mezco on us. And then, yeah, you just take her out. Probably recommend pulling the legs out first. She doesn't have a cape, so she's not too hard to grab. And then her fists come out. And you get those out. And then you have the effects. And you can just really just pull those right out. Okay. Alrighty. I'm going to get the other two opened up, and then we'll take a look at them. And with these guys, they do have capes, but Unlimited was really easy to pull out. And same with our boy Kaine over here. So yeah, just know that. Okay, and yeah, let's get this started. Okay, so I have Francine Fry up first, just because I'm going from my least anticipated to my most anticipated. I usually start out with my favorite, but I think I'm going to start trying to do, building up my excitement for another figure, like how Robo does from Robo Don't Know. He's my favorite, so I'm going to try to take cues from him. Not that I'm trying to copy him, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the Electro design. I think the character, he's pretty one-note in most appearances, honestly. He's not, I don't think outside of anything he's ever anything but either kill Spider-Man or wants to be pure energy. And I think that's kind of the same for this version of Electro. But I like her because, number one, she's a clone, and I don't know, I like clones and stuff like that. But she's also technically, like, she's Max Dillon's girlfriend, but she's also a clone of Max Dillon. Yeah, it's weird, but I like it. And I like her costume more than I like Electro's. Like the male version of Electro. So, yeah. And the reason female figures are always least anticipated to me, unless they're on the new Black Widow body, honestly, because Marvel kind of stumbles with females. But I feel like lately it's getting better. The range is getting better in just the ball jointed torso, and then obviously they upgraded to double jointed pinless knees and elbows. And yeah, this is just a base body. This gets all the movement. You don't need to see all that, but you can. There's that arm doesn't want to go up. The D10 is really strong in there. Okay, there. You got the swivel, double jointed. You got the ab crunch back. Blah blah blah. The head can hinge up really far, because it's on a hinge. So yeah, and then you get those flying poses, and then you can go down, leg can kick out to there, double joint knee, swivel, the feet. I do wish they had boot swivel, because sometimes I like those for just for better posability, honestly. More posability, the better for the most part. And yeah, she looks great. I like the black added into the gold, or the yellow and the green. Gold would be cool too. I feel like a gold Electro would be cool. And then you got the belt, and then the mask. Obviously the mask, I like that mask so much more than Max Dillon's. It's basically the same, but it's just a little changed. Got the head. And yeah, I like this character so much, I tried to do my own version of her a while back, like, in like the blue version of Electro. But she doesn't look good, so I'm not showing that on camera. But yeah, I do hope we get the Electro from the Spectacular Spider-Man eventually, just because I love that show and I like the contained look. So for accessories, she comes with 2 fisted hands, just yellow fists, and these are great because if you have other characters, mostly X-Men characters, you can switch out hands with each other for yellow hands, so I like that. And then she comes with these dope-ass accessories, these electric accessories, and you can just kind of loop those wherever you want. I don't know if there's exactly a right way to do it, honestly. Oh, wait, yeah, there is. I'm an idiot. Okay, so you see this right here. First, you want to pop that off, probably. There's a loop down there, and I'm sure other reviewers have also found that out. I don't think I'm, like, the first or anything, but you do that. You do that. And then that kind of spices her up. That kind of makes her look a lot cooler than just her, you know, standing there with her, you know, these very basic accessories that are hands that they always give Marvel females. But they actually kind of went out of their way with her and gave her a new accessory, which I'm sure this will be used for. I'm sure we'll get an upgraded Max Dillon. I'm sure with her here, we'll either get the costume that matches up with her or the more classic. So yeah, you can do it both ways, her shooting it out, or her, like, you know, she has it, like, phasing up. So that's pretty cool. And then next we'll go with my second. Well, first I guess we should do size comparisons, and then we'll compare them all 3 at the end. So for size comparisons, get her right there. I don't have much to compare her to right now, but I have a few figures out. Let's just do this. Let's get her more neutral, stood. Maybe. Is she gonna stand? I have her on, like, this mouse pad right now. That's not the best, but what we'll do is we'll push this in. Put her up against the wall, I guess. Okay, so we're just gonna do some random stuff. Here's her next to a Wolverine, and this is the new Secret Wars Black Suit Spidey, and even he's about the same size, which I actually do like, especially for a kid Spider-Man. I actually really like that. We'll take these 2 out, and then I don't have any Electros. I do plan on picking some up, but until then, we'll put her next to we got this Carnage, and I got this out for Spider-Man Unlimited, but we'll put Carnage next to her. And then I have, this is my favorite female figure at the moment, which is funny considering the fact that I was not excited for her. Okay, maybe not my favorite, because I really like my Rogue from the Pyro Rogue 2-pack, and then I really like Silk, but this is the one I've been posing around the most. Been kind of using her as a stand-in for Electra, which this body I think will work really well for Electra. But they're just, you can see they're just basically the same female body. And then that's all we're gonna compare her to, I think. Or we'll get her next to the Renew Your Vows Buck Spidey, just to see what she looks like next to Spider. So she's a pretty tall woman, so I like that. Different body, nice. All right, next we have Spider-Man Unlimited. Where did I put him? Okay, he's right here. And I really like this costume, mostly because, well, number one, it's a very unique costume. Number two, it calls back to the Sensational Spider-Man suit to me. They look like one and the same, kind of. But this figure is better to me. So, now I know, sorry, I gotta move her out of the way. Also, didn't show off all of the nice paint detailing on the back, you know, the lightning bolts and stuff. I know you know, like the issue everyone has with this is, number one, he's got a hinge and swivel, which he should have. He should be on the Renew Your Vows Buck. But besides that, I think he looks great. And then also he should have the cell shading. The one character that should have the cell shading and they just don't give it to him is really weird. I think he should have just a shit ton of cell shading. But as you can see, with the lighting I have, it kind of gives him that effect. So I'm not too bad. I'm not too upset with this. He's got these new, like, gauntlet pieces that are spiders, and then they are misformed out of the pack. They're pretty weird looking. So I'll probably heat those up and get those figured out. But yeah, aside from that, he looks great. He's a little bit gummy down here, like just at the, or that's just not all the way, I don't think. But yeah, besides that, he can look up, you know, all the way because it's a hinge. Not a lot of tilt, which I feel like for Spider-Man he needs tilt, so that's sad. And then, you know, you get the arm that can go all the way up to there. He's got a butterfly joint that can go back that far, forward that far, really far. Double jointed elbow. That's a little bit gummy too, so watch out for that. You got an upper thigh, or upper bicep, sorry. And then you have the crunch can go in that far, and can go back that far. Twist, out, out, back, upper thigh swivel, double joint knee, boot swivel for facing for rocker, hinge far that back, hinge far that forward. So yeah, he's a pretty well articulated figure, honestly, especially for this version of Spider-Man that I feel like not a lot of people give a shit about. He's a great figure for this version. But like I said, I mostly just bought this because it gives me hope for us to get a spectacular Spider-Man. That's my dream. That's what I'm hoping for. I would even take like a 4-pack with Ultimate Spider-Man, Power Man, Iron Fist, Nova, and White Tiger. So a 5-pack. I would take that. If they did a 5-pack with that, that's all I need. Because I love that team. And even though it's not my favorite cartoon ever, I need that team in plastic form. So this just gives me hope for more cartoon stuff. And with the new live action 77 Spider-Man? Is that the year that show came out? I think it's the newest one, the Walmart exclusive, which pisses me off that it's Walmart exclusive. I'm gonna have to hunt that down. He just went up for pre-order. So us getting all these outside of comic book media Spider-Man makes me happy, and it makes me excited to get the ones I really like. And then this cape is actually really nice for what it is. It looks a little cummy, but besides that, it looks great. And this figure is just awesome. I actually really do like this figure. And then he comes with just the essential Spider-Man hands. He comes with flippers and wall crawling hands. You get 2 of each, and then you get the fists that are on him in the package. So yeah, he looks great. And then for size comparisons, this version of Spider-Man fought some weird shit. He fought a lot of aliens and stuff, and I don't really have that many aliens or anything. I'm gonna start getting some Lightning Collection Power Ranger aliens probably. But he fought Carnage a lot. And Venom, but I only have the Marvel Select Venom, and I don't want to go grab him. And then, oddly enough, this guy fought High Evolutionary, and I have a High Evolutionary on my shelf, so that's nice to just have something to compare him to. So yeah, and then we'll just compare him to your standard Wolverine, and then your standard Marvel Legends Spider-Man. We got this one, and then we'll compare him to this guy again. So yeah, he looks great, and we'll compare all 3 of the ones in this wave at the end. But yeah, this is turned out to be a great wave. And then for the one I was most excited for, my king. He is one of my favorite looks and just my favorite characters. I love the Clone Saga. I don't think that's any secret. It's one of my favorite sagas in comic book history. It's up there with the likes of Jim Lee's X-Men run, Jim Lee's Hush run, anything with Nightwing in it, really. It's up there for me. It's a really great run, and if you've never read that run, I honestly recommend that. But I'm also the type of guy that really loved the original Miles Morales run, and even though it's not as good as the Ultimate Spider-Man with Peter, I was really into the introduction of Miles Morales from the beginning. So I'm that type of guy. No, and not a lot of people like that storyline. I get it. He's just basically a Peter Parker but black, but he's really come into his own since then. So it's nice to see his roots. So yeah, I like that type of comic book stuff. So I get it if you don't. Different strokes for different folks, right? So as for this guy, I will say the cape's a little limiting in posing. Not because it hinders a lot of articulation, but because you can really only pose him looking that way. So I'm going to try to pick up a soft goods cape on somewhere. Like, hopefully GPS Slot does one or somebody, or maybe hit up Rebelton Customs maybe finally. I've been kind of intimidated to ask her to make anything, but I can figure that out. My buddy, Matt's Toys Shop, he gets stuff from Rebelton Customs, so maybe I can talk to him. But I definitely need one that I can pose around more than this. This is great for standing on a shelf, don't get me wrong. You can get them posed like that or even like that. It looks great, but you're not going to get a lot of movement. I mean, for number one, the shoulder's not going to get a lot. And then number two, just you're kind of limited to how you can pose it. But yeah, overall, this guy looks great. This is Kaine's best costume. I will say that I like the brown one too, with where all these blue parts are basically just brown. I like that look too, and then I like a Spider-Man look. But besides that, this Kaine is the Kaine I was waiting for. So he looks great. We're actually gonna pop the head off, and that's on a hinge for articulation. But I will let you know. Obviously, it will hinder it more articulation. And then the long hair, he's not gonna get a lot of movement out of that, but he does hinge down pretty well. For the arms, you can get pretty good close to a T-pose. The butterfly joint goes that far back and that far forward. You gotta swivel up there, double jointed elbow, hinge there, hinge back that far, kick that far forward, kick that far out, kick that far back, double, or not double, thigh swivel, double jointed knee, like that, and the, you know, all the boot swivels. Or not boot swivel, the hinge at the foot and the, you know, the pin at the foot. And yeah, this guy looks great, and I'm so glad to have this guy, honestly. He's just amazing. And I'm a little biased, I'll give you that. But this is like my favorite. This is the design I've been wishlisting this forever. I wanted Mezco to do this design, and I still do. I think Mezco would fucking kill this design. Even though they haven't even done a Scarlet Spider yet, I'd prefer them to do a Scarlet Spider. But if they did a Kaine, I think I would. Just imagine all the shit they would do with the heads and like, I know they would do so much shit. And this soft goods would be great. You know, the spikes would be awesome. And then they would do the Mark of Kaine. I know they would do the Mark of Kaine, and it would look beautiful. So yeah, for accessories, all he comes with is the Vulcan hands, standard Vulcan hands, which is fine. But I wish he had the Mark of Kaine hand, and I wish he had his unmasked head with his ugly ass, you know, just fucked up face. The old Kaine figure, the Spider-Man Kaine, does come with the head, but it doesn't exactly match this version, so we'll see. And then for comparisons, what we're gonna first do is, this is not my favorite, this is not the comparison I need the most, but we'll just compare the characters in the line. And the reason I say that is because these are not gonna be going together. These two aren't going to be going together, but they'll be going on the same shelf. She'll be going on my villain shelf, but that's what they all look like together. They're all about the same height, honestly. So she's a tall girl. Either she's really tall or they're pretty short guys. I can't tell. I think she's really tall. And then, but that's nice. For the Clone Saga, we're going to compare him to his brothers. We've got the Renew Your Vows Body Scarlet Spider, as well as the Renew Your Vows Body Spider-Man. And these look good together. Not quite 90s for this one. This is pretty 90s. This is the most 90s. But they look good together. I would prefer probably putting the Mafex with these two. Well, the Mafex of this and then the Mafex of this with him would probably work the best. But what I will say is, I wish he was on the Renew Your Vows body, number one, so he could have that ball joint up at the top. Number two, so that all three of the clones could be on the same body. That makes me a little sad that they didn't do that. But besides that, he looks great. And then we'll put him, just because I have her out, we have the All Hallows Eve, not All Hallows Eve, just Hallows Eve. And then Sensational Suit, Ben Reilly. This is my favorite Spider-Man costume, blah, blah, blah. This is Ben Reilly's girlfriend. Love her. She's great. And I love him. And these, just quintessential characters for me, and I'm glad I finally have these. And don't worry, I will be getting the second half of this wave when they come into stock on Big Bad Toy Store. I have Agent Venom pre-ordered, same with Spider-Boy, and same with Chameleon. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's the wave, guys. We'll get them all back into, you know, picture. Got her like that. Okay, we're not doing that. Never mind. Thanks for watching, guys. Really. Next, we'll probably be doing, I think I'm going to take a look at the Jada Toys Cammy next. So, stay tuned for that. And thank you for watching, guys. Bye.